Hi, Sarah, and welcome to the Drop Bag Podcast. How's it going?
Hello. Good, good. It's nice to see you post the craziness of Cocodona 250 and the dominance of Rachel. How cool is all that?
Oh man, it took over. It took over. It's taken over my life and all of my thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, every every major news outlet seemingly across the world is covering this. I mean, wow, what a cool thing for our sport and well, for women and ultra running and all the things. What an epic day or epic several days. So,
Couple days, yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been cool to see. So I have seen her. I mean, I feel like I've listened to every podcast and seen every kind of media outlet that she's been on, but I know I mean, so, the normal top podcasts. But then also, she was on Good Morning America and on
I did.
ESPN, right?
I think so. I haven't caught all of them, but yeah.
Well, and I don't know if she was, but they talked about her at least,
Mhm.
it was in their news as well.
Yeah. That's wow.
Are you just post-run, Sarah?
No, I well,
We're, drinking all the
it is very hot in here though. I we're well, as, I told you last time, so we're moving in about a month and a half, and so we're like we originally were gonna have a guest come, just come or a friend come stay with us for a little bit, but because they're not coming, then we're like, "Oh, we can start packing up sooner," like, some of like, we don't need the guest room or anymore, so I was, like, literally until the very last minute shoving stuff into boxes, and yeah, so yeah, I probably look like I just finished a run, but I didn't. I haven't even run yet today.
Oh.
So
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying that because I just did, and I jumped in the pool, and so I'm
nice.
a little damp still, but, um okay, what were some of the funniest things that you heard? And I'll start so you can have a second to think. I at least on ESPN, as they were talking about Cocodona and Rachel, they were I think that they kind of pointed out and were very confused by dirt naps. They're like, "And she only slept 19 minutes in what they call a dirt nap." And honestly, I'm just so used to that term, I
Right.
don't really think that much about it, but then I thought, "Oh, yeah," somebody from the outside kinda looking in on this, "Dirt nap? What? That sounds terrible," you know?
Yeah. I mean, we have so many, like, things that both sayings and things that we do that are quote unquote normal for us. I don't well, I think even people in our sport would still say 250 miles is crazy long and, like, so hard and not normal. But yeah, dirt naps are very much just, like, part of the territory and, yeah, I mean, like, how could a non-runner or someone who doesn't endurance things possibly comprehend what like, why would you subject yourself to even 56 hours of running in 19 minutes? I mean, I totally understand where, yeah, the just, like I'm sure they're just flabbergasted. They're like, "What? What are we"
Yeah, yeah, it's like, "What are you doing, and why are you taking a nap in the dirt?"
Yeah. I liked seeing the picture. Did you see there's a few pictures that Courtney posted of just, like, her on the ground, and there's one of her just, like, laying, belly down. I mean, it looks like, she could have been in the comfiest bed in the world or wherever. And it was like, uh, you just gotta do what you gotta do, but, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and, it just reminded as we're talking about this, I remember I took a photo when I did the Lone Star Trail, and it was, around mile 80, and I'd been throwing up and really kinda nosediving, and I just was I was with my crew at that moment. I was like, "Guys, I just need to lay down," and I just laid down on the dirt just to, stretch out and give myself a breath, and I have a picture of me laying there in dirt, and I'm like, "Yeah, that was totally normal at the time." But I shared it with some of my coworkers because 'cause they're like, "How do you do that?" And I'm like, "This is how I do it." This terrible looking picture of me is how I do it.
Yeah, there is, like there's not a special procedure, you're literally just laying down in the dirt.
Yeah. The other one of the other podcasts I listened to, with Des Linden and Kara
Oh,
Goucher and nobody did you
great
listen to
podcast. I
to
haven't
Oh,
listened to
okay.
that one yet, no, but
It was funny because Des has been dabbling
mhm,
in trail, and she did MDS, and
yeah,
I think she still was, like, pretty mind blown by what Rachel did, like, this is just this whole other thing, and, I
yeah.
thought and that one, it's like, those are 2 runners, both of them are marathon distance runners, and still to hear the way that they talked about it and kind of, like, the confusion over what just happened, I thought was really interesting because it was almost like, explaining this to runners even who it's not like
Oh,
you're explaining it to, like, a weightlifter or a football player, and so I thought their podcast was really interesting because it was still like, wow, there's a lot of explaining.
well,
We
I
still
mean, yeah, we talked about how, like, it's it's such a different sports in running for sure, and even though, Des has, dabbled and done I mean, MDS Marathon des Sables, in the Saharan Desert, people that I don't know, but, like, even if it's being multiple days, like, there is I mean, I'm much more likely, I don't know about you, to do a multiple day stage race where I can kind of recover probably probably before I sign up for Cocodona.
really? See, I would sign up for Cocodona tomorrow, like, I would love to do that race. I actually really
Well,
wanna
next
do
year.
yeah, I think it's already sold out. It's sold out,
Is it?
like,
Oh,
in
wow.
minutes of opening, like,
Mhm.
after last year, but, I actually before that, I really wanna do the Tahoe 200 because
Oh,
Tahoe's
you
kind of a special place for me, and
okay.
I'm like, "Oh, I'd lo" and they just opened that race up. They're doing the full loop around the lake this year, which in
Oh,
previous years, they've had to cut it because of the fires and, like, do an out
oh,
and b like a kind of a crescent, and this year it opened all the way back up again, so that's
wow. What
even
time of
that
year is that one?
Oh, good q it's soon. I think it's, because I know Um, oh, Amy Warnke, who won Hurt 100, who I interviewed on
Oh,
here,
uh-huh.
she's doing Lake Tahoe, and it's in a couple weeks.
Oh, wow. Wait, so are
Like,
you thinking about that for next year?
of me doing it?
Yeah, you, yeah.
Maybe. I guess I need to think about it because that could be a good next year race.
Oh, I'm not pressuring you, but
Hey,
that
you gotta
is
come out and crew, Sarah.
okay, okay. Yeah, sounds fun. I'll hang out.
Oh my well, have you ever been to Lake Tahoe?
No, I haven't. I know it's beautiful.
It's so gorgeous, like, sign me up to crew, man. It's just beautiful out there, so you'll
Wow.
have fun while you're crewing me.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, well, let's dial back and just spend a second talking about any drop bag items.
Okay,
I'm
and
trying to think about
I for anyone that thinks I'm gonna say salt, I'm not gonna talk about salt this week.
'kay.
Okay, I'm just saying that because I was trying to take it literally in terms of, like, I'm in an event and what are the most important things for me, and it's always salt. But I see, we're kinda expanding this of just, like,
Yes,
things we yeah,
it's a loose
okay.
term.
So, have you talked about or have we talked about turmeric?
No, wow, look at you. I
Okay.
like turmeric.
Yeah? Oh, do you supplement with turmeric?
No, I make, like, golden milk with it. Have you
Oh,
ever had
yeah.
golden milk?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah, like, I just like to make drinks with it or, like, I use it for, like, chicken if I'm making, like, some sort of masala or something.
oh, okay, okay, okay. Then
So I cook with it.
okay, well, okay, I think it's a miracle. I seriously so I supplement with, like, turmeric that I buy from, like, in, pill form, with
Okay.
powders, and, um, the one at Costco so turmeric I mean, a lot of supplements can be pretty expensive, but, like, a turmeric I mean, I buy the, like, the extra strength, like,
I've
turmeric
seen
and
it at Costco.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I I really think it does wonders for inflammation. I take it every night, like, it's just always part of my routine, like a natural way to help with inflammation, and, it's funny because both one of my parents, one of my in-laws takes turmeric independent of my own, like, obsession with it. Like, they were told by their own doctors for, their own, like, arthritis and inflammation and stuff.
Okay.
But so when I've had, like it's funny because 'cause I'm sure some amount of this is placebo, but I have had instances when I've been having, like if I'm having a little bit of, like, a joint thing with my knee or whatever, and I don't have turmeric, I think I feel it a little bit more. Like, I just think it does wonders. Yeah, I think I highly recommend people try turmeric. I think it's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, because I will be going to Costco soon, and I always see it there. I guess I just thought like, "Oh, well, like, I eat turmeric sometimes, so."
So some things about that. So the dosage, like, is, like, so different. Also, the type of turmeric, like, if you I mean, yeah, probably, like, turmeric that you buy for, like, um yeah, like, to cook
Thing.
with. Yeah, for
Mhm.
cooking, probably has some amount of, the money stuff that you want in there is you want high amount of curcuminoids, and a lot of the supplement brands will talk about it being, like, 95% curcumin, or something like that. And, like, so I think there is so people talk about there in terms of, like, supplementation for inflammation that, like, there is a little bit of a difference. Not that that wouldn't help, but I don't think you're gonna get, like, quite as much of a like, the bang of the power of turmeric unless you're, like,
Right, right.
supplementing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, taking a supplement's gonna be next level. There's a lot of skincare products with turmeric as well, because it kind of glows up your skin a little bit.
Oh, I haven't tried
Did you know
that.
that? Yeah, I have, I think a soap, and my daughter gets a
Are
turmeric
you sure it's not
soap.
just making you yellow?
No, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like, once you wash it off, it's kind of a glowy.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's normally, I'm not quite this tan, I just put
Yeah.
the turmeric
Actually,
in.
I think I have done a turmeric mask before from, like,
Yeah, they
the
have, like,
green
yeah.
peels or something, yeah. It's funny.
Yeah,
Huh.
so turmeric is good for everything, your chicken, your
Yeah,
face,
yeah. You could
and
have
your knees.
sure needs yeah, you could have a full turmeric party of yeah, having a face mask, turmeric on, cooking with it, eating it, rubbing it on your knees. No, I'm just kidding, that I don't know if that's real, but
Yeah, just take the capsule.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah.
Put on my Costco list, so that's exciting.
Yeah, it is so much cheaper to get it there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not I mean, any supplement is it adds up, but, like, you it does go on sale sometimes. Um, I think it's worth it. I don't know. I think it's worth it. Yeah. What's yours?
Um, I just feel like at Costco, like, everything's affordable. I'm like, "Yes,
Yeah,
that
though
can go in my massive shopping cart."
when you buy enough affordable things, it still adds up to a lot of
I know.
money.
No, I know, it's terrible, and I had to pay for my membership this last time, and I was like, "Oh gosh."
Oh,
That
yeah.
that hit. Um, dude, I'm still struggling with running. I feel like I've had, like, 5 online running clothes carts full of clothes, and I keep on not clicking the button. So, nothing new to report there. Just
Okay.
my same old online mess. And I don't know, not a lot to report on draft bike stuff. Like, not a lot of new stuff going on over here.
Okay.
Like, I'm looking at a lot of new stuff. For example, John G just came out with.
The RD collection, I am so like, I wanna buy
Okay.
it so much.
Okay, well, I have a cart with it in there. Did you see the shorts that I don't know if it's the
Yes?
same collection, the shorts that have, like, the belt in them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of those, like, when the RD bra came out, the Pinnacle or
Uh-huh.
whatever, I saw a picture of those shorts going, "Oh, those are sick," but they weren't released yet, and knowing they'd be and I I don't know if I'll pull the trigger soon, but wow, am I tempted by both.
Well, they released because they released yesterday, 14th. It's like such a big success. And I and so on the 14th, I was like, I woke up, I was like, "Okay, I'm getting these shorts." And then this is what stopped me. This is so bizarre, is that the matching bra, which has, like, the pocket in the back, and I think it has a pocket in front.
Well,
So you
and
can
it
even
has
the
the
gel
lower back one too, I thought.
the pocket in back,
I thought there was one also. Oh, yeah, no, maybe it's
the
just the
bra.
pocket in the back. Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's the bra, and then it matches the shorts that have, like, the belt in them that you can put a water
Is the
bladder in.
matching color sold out?
Yes. And I was like, "Come on."
Was it the blue color?
Yes,
Oh, such a good color.
such a good color. But then I was like, "I don't want to have to figure out what sports bra to wear with this now." I just want the set so I know what to wear and it goes together. And so it's just sitting there in my car and and I'm like, "Okay, do these shorts look super goofy on? Like, can I just wear them or do they look weird?"
I feel like they are gonna look fine, like, they look cool to
Because
me.
here's what I thought maybe was a little bit weird, is they have these bungee things
On
where
the
you
front
can
and the back.
put yeah, like a shirt
Mhm.
and then your water bottle in back or whatever. But it's on the front and the back, and I was like, "What am I gonna use those for?"
Well, poles on the back, and then the
Yeah,
front,
but
you
I
could just
don't wear poles. Like, when do I never use poles unless I'm at Zion. So,
well, you
like
could have I mean, you could have, like, a windbreaker or something just, like, thrown in the back and I mean, I feel like or you know what? In the, the heat of summer, you don't wanna wear your shirt anymore and you toss that in there.
right.
Or
Okay. Which
yeah.
what shirt is it? I just have a sweaty shirt that I didn't wear. Like, I'm
Well
not I didn't bring a shirt. Like, I don't need to store the shirt that I because 'cause I'm not bringing it. Like,
well,
yeah,
if you're in a race, maybe you think you want it and you start with
you're
it.
not. You don't. That doesn't happen.
Okay.
I'm like, "Convince me." I'm opening up my shopping cart right now. Convince me, Sarah, that I just should d honestly, if the bra had been available with the shorts, I would've bought it.
Well, what
But
about
then I
I think the
hesitated.
black bra what about the black or white bra with the
Well,
blue
and I
shorts?
don't want it's too hot. Like, I cannot wear black.
Yeah. What
And then I thought the white one is gonna get disgusting in 2 seconds. Like,
mm.
I need the blue. And this is why I have no drop bag item to report.
Oh, well, yeah, so it sounds like you have a potential drop bag item, but you might have to wait until the next
This
release.
is my cart. I have 3 items in my cart. I do have the white bra in my cart right now. Oh my goodness.
Wait, did you check if, like I mean, did you see if the blue bra was available at, like, REI or something like that?
No, so that's why I keep hesitating too. So I'm like, "Okay, it's not available online. I'll go to REI, I'll go to my running store and see if they have it." And, like, I think on our last podcast, that is what I had done, and there was nothing, and they're like, "Oh, well, like, wait a month because then we should have the new stuff in." So I've just been in limbo waiting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to move on. I've taken up all of our time
Well, another bra,
complaining.
I think I keep almost being tempted by the long bra from Janji too. Do you have one of
Well, I
those?
have 3 of them.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Buy it.
Okay. What about, hypothetically, you just get the shorts then and use one of your long bras to just,
Yes, except I only have 3. Yes, I could do that, but I do need a new bra,
Oh, okay, I see.
and
Yeah.
I would love it to match my new shorts.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of blue, I think isn't it almost the same color blue? Did we talk about that new bandit bra that came out?
No. What is that one?
It
'Cause
has
I see bandit stuff all the time, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is one that has a phone pocket and then has, like, a
The little
mid-back.
side, like, because some of
No, no,
them there's,
not
like,
that.
4
Not
or
that
there's a
one.
side one.
And neither of that. So this one is a new one that has, like, in the back, like, these angled slits that you could stuff something in the back, or you could stuff a bunch of gels.
Okay, yes, I have seen that, but I'm just not picturing it. Yes.
And I'm pretty sure they have a blue one that would match.
Okay. Step of
Anyway,
it. Figure
yeah.
out what I'm going to do after this. But what is going on with John G, though? Like, how come I can't buy the shorts, and then by the time I can buy the shorts, I can't buy the bra? Like, what is going on here? That I and then finally I was like, "That's it. I'm getting Terragnota."
Oh, wait, have you tried their stuff before? Because I haven't yet.
No. But
Okay.
Rachel was wearing Terragnota in Cocodona. She had their shorts on.
Oh. Wait, is that one that has, the built-in belt too? Or am I misremembering?
No, Terragnota is I don't the
Or
I
it's just
wanna
like a simple, like,
it's really
short?
simple, they're really it's like the affordable brand that a lot of
Yeah.
people have kind of been wearing, and I can't remember, isn't like his name's Alex or something that started it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think he's dating this really cool mountain girl named Jen something. I'm, like, trying to put the pieces of all of it together, but, yeah, so that then I landed on that when, like, the John G pieces weren't coming together. I was like, "Fine, I will
Wow.
I'm going to get Terragnota."
Wow, they lost a key customer that.
Yeah, obviously, I'm making or breaking their company. Okay, anyway, let's move on. Let's move
Okay.
on to this week while running because I do have something to report there,
Okay.
which is at the beginning of the year, one of my church friends told me that she had a neighbor who's a really good runner and that we should meet. Well, I was doing like Houston, and then I had that High Rocks thing with my daughter, and then I had Patagonia, and so I was just kind of like, I'm just doing my own thing. But then all of that ended, and I was out on my long run by myself, and I was like, "I need help." I was like, on this run, I was, like, stopping and sitting down on the curb and, like, putting my head in my hands. Like, that's
Oh.
how that run was going.
Oh, no.
I was like, "I need a friend." So,
Oh.
after that, I was like, "I cannot do this another weekend by myself." So I, you know, texted and called and found this girl, and she had also run Houston. She is a marathoner, and she is trying to do all the majors. I can't remember what one she's done so far. But she did do Houston. She ran a 3:05, which I'm like, "Awesome, like, you sound like my kinda gal." So, I think the first time I met her, she invited me up. She runs with a little group on Saturday mornings, invited me up to that, and so I ran with the little group, and then she, like, lives, like, a 5-minute jog away from my house, so I can jog, like, we kinda meet in the middle
Oh, wow.
and start our runs together. The extra fun thing is, um, we met one day for speed work, um, and we were just doing 5 on, 2 off, and in my head, 5 on, 2 off is and it's getting really hot here, so the 5 on, I'm thinking about my 5K pace slash 10K pace, probably going half marathon pace,
Uh-huh.
and maybe, like maybe marathon pace, like, like, it's supposed to be fast, and then
Um,
the 2 off is like, if you need to go to the bathroom, you can extend that 2 minutes into, like, 5 minutes.
uh-huh.
If you need a drink, like, the hotter it gets, the more relaxed that 2-minute break gets. Anyway, so we head off on that. She lights me up. I don't know. We were running so fast. I'm like, This I don't run this fast." And then the next time we got together for an easy run, I think we were running, like, 6:45s for 6 miles of an easy run, and I was like, it's not easy for me. I don't know what you're doing."
Yeah.
So, anyway, on the one hand, it's been really fun to have somebody to run with, of course, and on the other hand, I'm like, "Stop kicking my butt."
Wow.
So, yeah, that's
Wow.
why this week while running. I met a new running partner, and that's been fun.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't not, reach out with how close she is. So that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like you
Yeah.
also need to have actually easy days outside of running easy days with her.
Yeah, I'm like, "Okay, like, if this is easy days with her, I'll make that my new speed day."
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, super fun to, like it's just so cool when you meet somebody who
Oh,
lives
yeah.
close by and you can kinda figure out your schedules, and so that's been really fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, for me, let's see. I'm training for well, starting to get back into training. Well, I mean, I have been running the last, few weeks since Zion, but, like, been traveling and kind of just, maintenance mode slash just doing the rest of my life mode. And then, but I'm like, here we are now, like, about at the 4-month mark. I'm like, kind of like, okay, let's start getting back into at least, a little more training. And, anyway, for grindstone, it's a combination of steeper technical climbs where I'll be glad to have poles and then also like a lot of really runnable stuff. But anyway, I've been excited to kind of get out the poles and just like let's see, on Wednesday I did kind of a double with poles just like on some steep
Okay.
stuff and which was awesome. And yeah, anyway, it's been fun to just kind of yeah, supplement with that and to get up and get some vert in after work, which was awesome. So, yeah, but
Super fun, yeah. And we're gonna talk vert in a little bit, so
right.
save that poll conversation. Polls, how fun. Okay, before we get there though, we wanted to just share a couple of races or maybe events in our respective states. And then maybe we can kind of build on it, like reach out to people in other states and start getting just like maybe kind of to highlight a few races um per state. Kind of we can do like a state tour of cool races.
Oh,
So I don't know if you want to start, Sarah. Do you
sure.
I think we should go state by state. So if you
Yeah.
start, okay.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Kelly and I decided that we're going to just share, yeah, maybe like 3 or so races. So for any, race directors or people that love their races out there that I'm not mentioning, it's not because they're not awesome. There's so many awesome races. And yeah, highly recommend you use, combo of Ultra Sign Up or, Ultra Running Magazine or different things to like search, either within your area or like just, type in, New Mexico and then do like the range of whatever distance you want just to see what options there are. So, but I'll highlight a few of them. So, first one that actually just happened that I'm bummed that I missed, it was last weekend,
Mm.
it's called Jemez Mountain Trail Run, and it's up in, Los Alamos, which is, like, 45 minutes from Santa Fe and, about an hour and a half from Albuquerque, and, so yeah, so if you were to come in from out of state, which people definitely do, most likely you'd fly into Santa Fe or Albuquerque and then head over. But so Jemez, it's in the Jemez Mountains. It's really beautiful. So Los Alamos, the town, sits at about say 7,000 feet. I think this race, depending on what distance, no, actually, yeah, you get up to like 10,500 or 11,000 feet, I think. But there's a 50K, 50-mile, and a 15-mile, and the most popular distance is the 15-mile actually because you get so the all 3 races start out, of course, different times, but with this big 9-mile just, like, grinder of a climb up, and so you get that in all 3 of the races, and so the 15-mile honestly is really cool way to experience those trails, and then the 50K, extends beyond that and there's this, blanking on the ski hill's name, but so it has, like, a lot of, long, runnable, ish climbing at altitude, but then there's, like, this really steep climb up a ski hill that, depending on the year, can have more or less snow. Um, and then there's the 50 mile, which has, most of what the 50K is, and then adds some other sections. And it's like, so the 50 mile you get, and that's the one that I did 2 years ago, and has about 11,000 feet of vert. And actually, one thing that's cool is I would have known this had I not done it, but oops, dropping water bottles. Um, but is so people that are training for hard rock, surprisingly, like it's been a common like place that people come and they do this race is kind of like a few month out, a lot of vert, high, pretty decent altitude event. And so that's pretty cool. Like this year, there seems like every year there's like a handful of hard rockers that come out and do it. Um, so anyway, I highly recommend you do it. It's beautiful. Depending on the weather, it can be epic in that it can be hot. It can also be very cold. And okay, so anyway, that's basically early May.
Okay.
Um,
That
yeah,
sounds so awesome, and like you said, just pretty accessible, from Santa
yeah,
Fe or Albuquerque and
yeah. But it's definitely like a classic race here. Like great race organization. Feels very like small, but also like, really well put together. Last year I had fun doing a little bit of I was a course sweeper for about 13 of the miles, which was fun. Um but yeah, definitely check that one out.
I like it.
Um yeah, okay. Let's see. Next one is so Mount Taylor 50K is another classic here in New Mexico, and that's at the end of September. Um And so that one is in this town, really out of this really small town called Grants, New Mexico. So this one is about you take I-40 from Albuquerque. It's about hour and a half, 2 hours to get there. So it's like slightly more out of the way. Um, but I still have yet to do it, but so some friends and then the people who organize this run club I'm a part of, the Duke's Track Club, they actually just took over race management of it, and last year, I think was
Oh,
their
okay,
1st year.
cool.
Yeah, and so Arlene and Jesse are the new race directors, and, but it's a really cool race, supposedly really beautiful, and, yeah, quite verty. They have a 50K. I think it's just the 50K actually. But if you're looking for like, yeah, like a really cool fall event, highly recommend that one. And so, just as to not t- just to talk about something different, I had already mentioned, in one of our early ones about Sierra Vista trail runs, super cool. But
Is
since we
there
didn't talk about that, definitely, yeah, check out that because that's a totally different part of New Mexico and southern New Mexico. But this one that I really wanted to do last year, but then didn't because I was still fatigued from my previous race. But so there's this event down, it's like southern New Mexico called Cactus to Cloud Sky Race. And it's out of this town called Cloudcroft. And it's a 50K. And it looks so cool. So it's a point to point where um, you start kind of
what's
in
it
more
what's the town called again?
Cloudcroft. So I think it finishes in Cloudcroft.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I'm
it's
looking these up while you talk.
yeah. So it finishes or sorry, it starts in this like deserty type climate, and it's so point to point, and you gain 9,000 feet over the 50K, and it's kind of like it looks really cool where you're really crossing. That's one of the amazing things about New Mexico is because of like pretty diverse, you know, range of elevations here. We have a lot of different like climates and you know, types of plants and things like that, and so you, like, kinda climb up out of the desert into, like, the higher mountains, and you're, like, in the and the pine and the trees, and it looks, like, really beautiful, and I'm kinda envious that, I didn't I really wanted to do it last year. It looks incredible. Trying to think if there's anything else of note I should mention about that. Um, yeah, desert floor to mountain peak. Um, yeah, it just looks really
That's
cool.
funny. So for work, I travel a bit and I always like put a pin on like at my job site where I
Mhm.
have to travel to. And I had like so I'm looking at Cloudcraft and I have a pin right by there in Tula Rosa. And I was like, oh.
Oh.
And I remember this trip that I had. I flew into Santa Fe. I stayed or I think I flew into Lubbock, Texas. Drove to Clovis, New Mexico, which is just across the border up north. So north well, it's for New Mexico, it's kinda central east. Stayed in Clovis, had a job site there, drove to Santa Fe, and then down to Tula Rosa, which is by Cloudcroft. And I remember on this drive, like, why am I not like, why did I not plan, like, a run here because I'm just, like, passing these mountains and, they just even on the freeways and stuff, they have, like, this mountain like, the signs that are saying, "Oh, like,
Mhm.
here's this park," or "Here's this," and I was like I had, like, really crunched my time, and I didn't realize I was gonna be driving right through all these amazing places, and I was like, "Oh gosh," like, this is kind of breaking my heart, and it kinda made me wanna just, tack an extra day onto the trip so I could see more of these things and probably where I mean, I've been to Santa Fe a few times in Taos, which is, like, my current obsession, the Santa Fe to Taos trail that I'm working on.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and so, yeah, that trip, I was just like, "Gosh, New Mexico is a great place to run." Like, there's just so much, like you're saying,
Mhm.
changes in, elevation and climate and ecosystems, like,
Yeah.
it is a really exciting place to run.
Yeah. There's, yeah, cool events and, there's a few cool events in Taos. There's definitely, I mean, just a ton of great running in New Mexico. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I can't wait to hear your
Aw.
plan for Santa Fe to Taos.
Yes. Well, so I don't know if you noticed on here, but you guys are working on a movie. I'll announce it for you. You say like, are you so devastated to kind of move away from some of this great running that you've had?
Well, I mean, we have loved living here, and the mountains and the running has been incredible. I yeah, I mean, I'm for sure gonna miss it. I think, we'll still occasionally come back here, so I'm hoping I can, get in some good runs whenever we do visit. But yeah, for sure I'll miss the trails. But I am excited for a new adventure, so that'll be good too.
And I'll let you announce that whenever you're ready, that part of it. But hey, New Mexico, Albuquerque is not hard to fly into. Like it's a
No.
good like it's easy to fly into some of those places. Actually, flying in and out of Santa Fe is one of my favorite things because that airport is it's like a house. The whole airport is like this little house, and it's only open from like 9 until 1 and then like 4 to 7. I'm like, "I love
That's
this."
funny. I've never flown out of Santa Fe because it's like there's so many more options out of Albuquerque, but
Yeah.
yeah, that yeah.
It's so small and easy, like, you just it's so tricky, and I think actually when I flew into Santa Fe I'm trying to remember, I think I got picked up and, like, I had to get driven to the car rental place or something, and the little shuttle driver was like, "Well, you know what we say here, like, until mañana, and mañana doesn't mean tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh." So, like, if you say, like, "Until tomorrow," you really mean, like, later. Could be a couple days, could be a week.
Yeah.
So
That's funny.
so everything is pretty, like, slow and chill in Santa Fe, which I thought was fun.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely the different pockets in New Mexico has different vibes. In Albuquerque, I mean, I'd say a slower pace than some other bigger cities, but definitely, like, we have our fair share of crazy drivers and, that sort of stuff. But yeah, Santa Fe is definitely a pocket that's, is really nice, so,
Yeah, yeah, no, there's a lot going on in, Albuquerque for sure.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, did you have anything else you wanted to mention, or should we jump over to mine?
Um, there's so many great options, but to not overwhelm our, list, I'm just gonna stop it at that. So, yeah, let's switch to you.
Okay. Okay, and that's fair, I mean, yes, of course, there's, like, so much, right? Um, but we'll work our way through it, shout
Yeah,
out a couple of places that catch our attention, so,
yeah.
I did wanna start with just mentioning, kind of like you, in Texas, there are a lot of different trail racing companies, and actually, like, when I first started trail racing, there was kind of 2, which is Tejas Trails and trail running or trail racing over Texas? Which one?
I think it's trail racing.
It's trail racing over Texas, so it's just called TROT, like an
Mhm.
acronym. So those were kind of the 2 that I was familiar with, and just over the years, I feel like I wasn't aware of them or there have just been more companies coming onto the scene. And I mean, Texas is a huge state, so, like, to cover all of these places takes a few companies, right? So just to mention some of the other companies that and I think one of the best ways to find a trail is to, like, hop on Ultra sign up like you said, or go to one of their websites and just see what they have available. So
Mhm.
Tejas Trails, trail racing over Texas. There's also the Rise Racing Company, which, I think we interviewed somebody I think Megan had done one of the Rise races up near Dallas.
Mm.
There's also Trail Roots Running, which did the Big Bend Ultra, which was newer, which I would love to do, like, that seems like an amazing place to race.
Oh, yeah.
And they're based out of Austin. The Blaze Trails Running, which has more of the Northern Texas stuff. Texas Outlaw Running, I have been seeing a lot of them since I did Palo Duro Canyon. They had, like, a big like, their kind of team showed up pretty big up there.
Wow,
So,
okay.
Texas Outlaws was a big one. There's one called the Active Joe, which I haven't ever seen anywhere. It's just on this list of Texas trail companies.
Wow.
And then also Perspective Pacing, which I have seen a few runs that they do. So, anyway, just to mention some of the organizations.
Yeah.
And one of the ways that so like, if you just hop over to, Tejas Trails, for example, if you pull it up, they just have, like, all of their races on, like, their homepage, and it just has it like, the month. So it's, like, early May or late September or something like that, and I think that can also be a really fun way to kind of organize your race calendar is like, "Okay, I want something in September, and then here's my options," right? So it's easy to kinda and you
Mhm.
can do that on Ultra Sign Up as well, just go look at like, I'm looking for something in September, go look, see what maybe sounds like fun or is nearby depending on the amount of time you have, to hop in a race. So,
Yeah, it's
I
a
thought
good
I would just
website. I pulled it up while you were chatting about that, and it's actually pretty cool.
the the Tejas Trails
TSL's
one?
website, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, explore, right? But I wanted to start with, um I actually looked up Tejas Trails because they used to have and I actually don't know how many years they had this. I was staying at Krause Springs, which is in Hill Country by, Wimberley. And Krause Springs is this like, my family had gone to camp. They have, like, this spring, right? They have this huge man-made pool, but it's full of this spring water, and then the spring water goes over this, um, I don't know, cliff and down into, like, a natural pool. So you can, like, hang out down below where there's kind of this waterfall and this big natural pool, or you can go up and the man-made pool, like, stays a little bit cleaner and stuff because it's not, like It doesn't have a dirt bottom. And then you can camp. And so my family we'd been out there camping, and one year we were out camping and I noticed they were setting up for this trail festival. And I just was looking on the website and it doesn't appear that they have it anymore, but it used to be like a weekend long trail festival where you could run several events, like do a 10K and then later that night do a half marathon and kind of pile on some of these events together or just do one big one, kind of however you wanted, but stay and camp out and stuff. But it doesn't look like they have that race anymore. But one race that Tejas Trails does have that I'm actually like, oh, I actually really would love to do this one. It's called Great Springs Trail Race at Canyon Lake. And Canyon Lake is one of my family's favorite lakes in Texas.
Okay.
And that says a lot because I'm from Idaho where there are amazing lakes. And I have not been impressed with Texas lakes because usually they're a little bit creepy
Oh, okay.
because because things don't die in Texas because it stays warm. And so also, there's, like, alligators and, like, creepy things in these lakes that I, as an Idahoan in my blood, like, I don't wanna get in that water. I'm kind of scared of it. But Canyon Lake is different. It's very, like, the surrounding geology is beautiful limestone, and the lake is blue. It's this very beautiful blue. It's very pretty. And so this race caught my attention. It's in it's June 6th. There is a 50K, which is the longest distance, 25K, 10K, 5K, and a youth mile. Um, but I think that's one I might be looking into for next year as well.
Whoa, okay.
I could maybe even do it this year. As a training, a build-up race to
Yeah.
Habanero, which I am doing in August. So I think that's one I'm gonna give a close look at because it's a
Oh,
super fun area. I would love to race out there. I'm in Houston, so it's only a couple-hour drive, which that's great.
yeah.
So
Wow,
that's one I
cool.
wanted to mention. Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
my next one is one that I did not this past October, but the previous one. So October of 2024,
Okay.
which was the Palo Duro Canyon Trail Race,
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
which
Me and Megan both did this one, right?
yes, that's where I met Megan.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So, um, just, like, to talk about Palo Duro Canyon, which I've done an episode on it, like, it's the second largest canyon in the United States, so it's just an impressive place, period, and it's in Texas, so great. It's a big drive from Houston, so if you're up in Dallas or even up further north, it's a lot more accessible, but and honestly, if you can fly, I mean, it's like a 2-hour plane ride. So it's a really nice plane ride if you have that option rather
Wait,
than
so you'd fly
drive.
into where? To
You can fly into Amarillo or into Lubbock, and it's about equal distance
Okay.
from both of those cities. And it's a real like,
Oh,
flying into either one of those cities, it's like flying into Santa Fe, like, you get out of the
okay.
plane and it's chill, So it's
Uh-huh.
a really nice flight. Um, but I just so the company I guess I need to look and see what company does that race. Did you pull it up? Oh, here it is. I was like, I pulled it up. So since the Palo Duro Trail Run, which their longest race is the 50 miler. I think yeah. They have a 50 miler, a 50K, and a 25K. And that's it mid-October. They also have 2 other, like, race events throughout the year, and this is put on by this running company out of Amarillo, and they have, like, a running store, and then they kind of these are their races. So they have one in March, um, they have a 3-hour and a 6-hour race up
Yeah,
there,
I'm seeing
and
that.
then they have one in August, they have a 4-miler and a half marathoner. So
Huh,
they
okay.
have kind of some different options throughout the year to run up in Palo Duro Canyon, and, I mean, I think the October one's a great option 'cause it's a little bit cooler. I mean, it's gonna be really hot up there in August,
Oh, I bet.
and yeah. So I really liked the one that I did, and it was really fun, and obviously, I wanna go a little bit further in distance, especially if you're traveling up there, maybe you want a little bit
Right,
more.
right.
But I just was super impressed also, like, they gave me some really cool swag, like, their shirts are like, I still like, those are the shirts I wanna wear, even though they're a couple years old now, like, I really loved just, like, their swag and kind of their setup and how they took care of all of us, and I was just really impressed um, with the race itself, so
Wow.
highly recommend.
So yeah, what's it like to run in that canyon?
Well, the year I was there, it was actually, like, pretty overcast, and
Okay.
we even got, like, a little bit of sprinkles, and apparently that's very rare. It can still be very, very hot in October or yeah, in October when that race is held. So, I think typically it's pretty darn warm.
Okay.
I lucked out and got a cooler year. Lots of up and downs. I remember in that race feeling very slow because there was just, like, these I felt like it was, like, always, like, a micro, like, hill, and
Yeah.
it's like, "Why am I going so slow? What's wrong with me?" And it was like, "Well, you probably had a little bit of vert underfoot." But lots of up and downs, like,
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's nothing that has tons of elevation, but it's kind of like you're always kinda doing one or the other. Um the 50 miler was 3 loops. The first loop had, like, this extra add-on, and then you did 2 more of the same. So, by the 3rd loop, you kinda knew what you were doing and where you were going and things like that. So,
Okay.
maybe a little bit repetitive for some people, but when I'm racing, I don't mind that. I'm like, I have half a brain where I'm just like, "Go." So, um,
It
it's
sounds
there is a
amazing.
yeah, there's a little river down through the valley of the canyon, and you run alongside that for a little ways, and I just think if you live around if you even if you're, like if you live in Texas and haven't been to Palo Duro Canyon, this canyon that's in your state, you should probably go. Like, it's a gr
Okay.
it's worth going, and I think you could even make a bigger trip out of it, like, go, like, take your family, stay a few days, like, go hiking, like, enjoy being up there, if you can. It's a good trip. It's a good place to go stay and
Okay.
camp or hang out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I recall listening to an earlier podcast with you and Megan both talking about a or at least referencing having both done it and yeah, seeming like you both loved it. I definitely yeah, the amount I yeah, I definitely wanna check it out. It looks so cool.
For me, to get out of, like, swampy Houston and up into, like, more deserty, like, kinda canyon stuff, like, I'm always game for that. I'm like,
Oh,
"Get
yeah.
me out of this swamp." So,
Cool.
and then the last race I wanted to talk about, is not one that I've done,
Okay.
but it is a qualifier for Leadville,
Oh,
and it's called the Austin Rattler, and it's just out in hill country, obviously, just near Austin. I've just always heard really great things about it. Um,
is it a 50K?
yeah, so I'm just pulling it up now too because 'cause I'm a little less familiar with it because I haven't done it, but I've heard lots about it, and so I
I
think it
looked
would be
this
a
up.
great
I
one. So it's
remember
in New
seeing this. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a 50K, a 20 miler, 10 miler, and, for 2026, it's scheduled for November. So that's a great time of year to be out running for sure, like November, December, like, those winter months for Texas is, like, hit it. Like, that's when you're gonna have a real fun
Wow.
time out running, so
Wow, so okay, wow, that's so cool. So that's so neat that there's a sea level Texas option for qualifying for Leadville. Like, that's wow.
which brings us into the next part of our conversation. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
so, I know a few people who go qualify to run Leadville at the Austin Rattler, And it's like,
Okay.
okay, great. You're going from Austin, several hills as compared to Houston, where there is absolutely no vert, to Leadville, which has an amazing amount of vert. And so we
Mhm.
just wanted to hit on for a second, kind of to close out our conversation today. Maybe just like a few tips of how to train for vert in flatter places, or maybe even if you do have some vert around you. I know a lot of times in the winter it's just not as accessible. Maybe there's snow and you are training for a race in the spring that has vert and you can't get out on the trails, or maybe it's just like it's a drive that to go out to get the vert. It's a bit of a drive and maybe just don't have time and need a quicker fix. And need to workshop something up closer to home or maybe even on a treadmill.
Mhm.
So, Sarah, did you have any tips or tricks you wanted to share as far as
Well,
finding
I
ways to
guess
get
I
vert in?
was well, I definitely so I guess I would be curious for so you live in Houston, and like you said, like, there are not really any so, like, how do you how do you think about, like, getting downhill legs? Because it's like we know that it's like, it w we all know that practicing, you know, you can use the treadmill, for uphills, and there's a lot of different modes that you can practice getting strength for uphill climbing, but it's like that downhill that is the money where the money's made of, like, in terms of how we get broken down more significantly in the races, like, that's where it's come from. So I'm curious for you since, like, that's you live in such a flat place, like, how do you think about that? Because it's like, is it mostly relying on strength training and, like, using, like, various steps, weighted to kind of get those eccentric contractions? Or well, I guess I'd be curious on some of the tips you have related to downhill.
Okay. Do you like how Sarah just flipped the script on me?
I
Well,
could, yeah.
she's like, downhill and back to you, Kelly.
I have tips, I just wanna hear your thoughts.
I'm super excited about this kind of stuff because I have to workshop all of it. Like, I have no and it's actually such a bummer. Like, I really love mountains, and I really love going up and down, and I just don't have it here. Um, but I have had some success. I've also, like, been watching and hearing about a lot of ways to train, specifically from David Roach. Like, he has
Mhm,
so much good stuff on vert and downhill with, his wife, Megan, right?
mhm.
And he posted this workout that he was doing, and it was like a downhill workout where you like, the whole point was just, like, to kill yourself going downhill and
Yeah.
just beat those legs up,
Say no to
and
rado
then
workout. Yeah, that's what he
yes,
calls
yes,
his.
yes, yes, we watched that,
Mhm.
yeah. So, I mean, I would say anybody listening here, go check out some of his stuff, because he's got great videos on he showed one of Megan, I can't remember if it was, like, more of, like, a postpartum where she was trying to kind of build threshold but not destroy her body, and so she was using vert to do that because you run a little bit slower, but you're pushing harder, right? Like,
Mhm,
crank up your vert and still push yourself at that threshold level, and you get
mhm,
the training without getting so beat up. And
mhm.
so those are 2, videos that I've watched of his recently that I thought, like, these are really smart workouts, and have tried to do a few of them. But like you said, so I can't go, trucking downhill and trying to beat
Right.
my legs. So I have looked up other ways to work on those things, and one of them is, like, weightlifting, right? And so I do, like, lift a lot of weights, and some of it is, like, I'll put on a bar or maybe just hold on to some dumbbells and step down off of, a step, like, I just have some of those stair like, I don't think I'd wanna step off of, like, a box, like, those are
Yeah,
pretty high.
yeah.
Maybe a little bit, maybe without weights, I could try some of that, but just off of a step and kind of, take that big step and land on um, on just one leg and kind of squat down before pushing back up and stepping back up on the step. Lots of those. I am lucky the treadmill that I have at the gym does it's only a 2% downhill, so it's very little,
Huh.
but I typically do, like, all of my strides on there, so I'm, like, cranking this treadmill up to, like, a 13 and just, like, racing down some of this downhill stuff and just trying to hold on, so really kind of trying to, like, go my fastest speed, even though it's only a 2%, like, I think,
Yeah.
I could still help a little bit. Um, and then again, just, like, on top of those kind of more pointed ones, I do lots of plyometrics, actually, and so if you start on top of the box and you do a quick down up rather than start on the ground and a quick up, like, a lot of times you start on the ground and you jump up, right? And then
Yeah.
you stop and you step back down and jump up, and then this time you start on top, you jump down quickly and back up. So you're kind of using those, like, landing muscles where, like, on a downhill, you're kind of hitting, you're stepping down and hitting those legs really hard. So the kind of those reverse box jumps can kind of
Mhm.
train those same muscles. And on top of those, like, more specific things, I do, just hit the weights, get in
Mhm.
your squats, get in your leg extensions, hamstring curls, those kind of things. I think it just becomes even more important just
Mhm.
kind of building some muscles because the mountain would do that for you, and since I don't have a mountain, I have to
Mhm.
do it for myself with the weights, so
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I'm sorry that I flipped that on you.
no, it's okay.
Well,
I was ready.
yeah, no, well, yeah, I mean, so to not bury the lead, so my husband just got an amazing job outside of Austin, Texas.
Okay, you made the announcement.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yay!
yeah,
And
so
Sarah, like, we're gonna be
I
neighbors then.
know,
Like,
I
I'm
know.
coming to my daughter lives in Austin. I'm
Oh,
going to
seriously?
Austin this next weekend for Memorial Day, so
You're gonna be
we're
like,
gonna
that'd be great. Yeah.
I'm gonna call you up and we're going for a run.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm stoked. So yeah, we're gonna be moving in like a month and a half. And so, part of the reason I wanted, to talk to Kelly about all this was, I'm switching from having, you know, pretty big mountains here in New Mexico to Austin. I mean, Austin is hillier, and I've been like, using Strava to basically identify all of the hills. And you better believe I'll be doing so many repeats on there. Those people are gonna get to know me fast. They're gonna be like, "Who's this girl just hammering the downhill?" But, so I've been thinking about, how you know, I I basically have a month and a half left in New Mexico here to kinda my thought of, still trying to maintain good running economy, but also prioritizing the vert that I have because it is really helpful, and then I'll have basically 10 weeks until, my grindstone 100 mile, while living in Austin and thinking about, what how I want to approach that, and so, yeah, using a lot of things you talked about of, like in terms of uphill, yeah, lots of, just like, you know, setting the treadmill, you know, 5 to 15%, whatever, and just grinding for a long time, or doing, threshold or tempo sessions on there to build power and strength.
Mhm.
Also, the stair mill is hard and great way to get vert and practicing that hiking. Um, and then also but yeah, and then not losing sight of like I think also just yeah, really prioritizing speed and just like trying to make sure that like it's like I'm gonna try to get more more vert now and then doing a lot of my sessions are gonna obviously be flatter, and then when I can, because Austin does have some hills, I'm gonna try to make sure at least once a week I'm hitting, I mean, I haven't even gotten to explore these trails, but from online, like River Place North or Hill of Life in Austin and trying to just like, up and down those and, and have fun with like exploring that and definitely like doing some of the things that, you were mentioning about for strength training, like, I do strength now, but I think you're right. I think I'm gonna have to prioritize it even more of just, like, making sure that it's strong. Another thing I've heard a bunch about is, like, how, like it's kind of amazing how just, like, when you've done an ultra, the second one your body does learn, and so there's a
Mhm.
lot of things that do like, changes in the body from training that persist even if you don't have access to it, and so I am curious to see if, like so, hypothetically, if I could have, pretty solid vert up to 10 weeks out, and then it's like it would be amazing if I could get one more, like, 1 or 2 day, like, weekend trip somewhere, like, but maybe that's back here or somewhere that I could just, like, hit some hills because people talk about it's like if you could get one like, a session, 4 to 6 plus weeks out from an event just to get some sort of vert to just remind the legs, I that would be awesome. I don't know if that's gonna be an option for me. I'd love for that to happen, but yeah, definitely thinking about all the the fun and interesting ways be shifting training. So, yeah, but you know what? There's some, like, really lots of baller people doing really, like, verty things, like, you hear about, like, the stories of, Ruth Croft living in, like, the city of or, like, living in, like, a long time ago, like, back in, I think she was in Taipei or something like or Taiwan, somewhere, like, in the city, like, not in mountains, and, like, just doing a lot of speed, like, having a great aerobic engine because it's like flat work is good for uphill and then, like, doing if you have stairs or even a point 0.1 like, you see I don't know if anyone follows, like, Arlen Glick's Strava, who lives in Ohio, super flat, and he does this, one, like, road hill over and over and over again, and, like, that guy's strong, and he, like, does hard rock and, Cocodona and all these things, so, um, it's cool that there's a lot of people doing really inspiring things living in all different sorts of places, so, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, you can definitely make it work. I did wanna point out, like, something that I learned from the Stairmaster. I mean, it's interesting 'cause, for one race, I was doing a lot of Stairmaster versus, like, a lot of I was still doing some treadmill vert and running the treadmill vert, but then, like, working in some Stairmaster, and I think kind of knowing your course is helpful for that as well because your foot angle is much different, like, the muscles that you're using to run some vert are very different than, like, flat stepping up like a Stairmaster, and I had bought one summer, like, a weighted vest, and I was just doing lots of weighted vest on the Stairmaster, and I definitely saw that show up really great in a few races, but it's funny because then I would hop on, like, vert on the treadmill and be like, "Oh, these are, like, really different muscles, like, I need to be doing all of this," right? So,
Yeah.
I think it's fun, and it's really nice to incorporate all of it because it just gives you options, so you're not, like, burning out on something, like, you don't still have to put endless time on the Stairmaster, you don't have to put endless time on the treadmill, like, make them work together so
Mhm.
you kind of build, like, this leg strength and stamina that complements each other.
Mhm.
Um, and I just do like, just to hit on the weightlifting again, the 2nd year that I did Zion and blew my quads up, I remember thinking like, "Why? Like, what did I do differently? Why?" I had never had that happen before, and suddenly it was happening, and it did dawn on me that, like, I had not been doing the weightlifting like I had previously, because I'd never had that problem before, even though I am coming in from Houston
Mhm.
for these vertier trails, so that's when I was like, "Oh, like, I just wasn't doing the cross training, the weight training that I had done, at,
Yeah.
like, the previous time." So, it is a really big deal.
Wow. Well, that's a great learning point of, like, seeing these different I hadn't well, going back to what you were just saying about the Stairmaster versus the treadmill, yeah, I had thought about how, like, on a treadmill, obviously, you can take shorter steps, so it's a little different, and I think there is an extra, like, power element that you get on the Stairmaster that you're forced to take a bigger step, but, yeah, the foot placement, but then, um yeah, that's interesting about, like, realizing that you did less weight training and, that contributed, so that's interesting.
This week, I was actually swimming, and I just decided to do, like, an extra long kicking set, just, holding the little kickboard out in front of me and kicking along, and
Uh-huh.
my hip flexors were on fire, my legs were on fire, and I was like, "These are such important muscles for racing and to, like, staying healthy." Like, my hip flexors, I have cramp my hip flexors, like, cramped for, like, 20 miles one race, and, like, I've torn one a few times, like, you really need them. And I was like, "Okay, like, I have to remember to be getting this cross training in, like, this is how I strengthen all of these little pieces and parts so that it can all come together in the best way possible to give me the best chance, for some of these big races." So,
Yeah, yeah, that's a good tip using the kicking
yeah,
kickboard.
go kick a set, man, you'll be like,
Wow.
"Oh, yeah, that burns."
Yeah. Yeah, and then I guess to just, like, say the other side, like, I'm sure there are plenty of people that if you have any sort of, like you wanna do certain events, but you have maybe a little anxiety that you're not you about where you live, or maybe your time constraints don't allow you to get to certain places, even if it's close-ish to get those things in, do the things you can, like, if you can have, a set of dumbbells at home to make sure you're getting in some weight and doing setting yourself up for, like, the minimum things to just make sure you're, getting in. But, like, I've heard plenty of times people, like, even David Roche saying, like, it's like, uh, "We don't need quite as much vert as we think we do. There's a lot of ways to build strength. Like, just, do what you can and have fun, but then go in with you know, a problem-solving, flexible mindset, and you know what? You probably will feel the quads at some point, and every single person's going to, like, whether or not you're more or less, have more or less downhill training, but, like, it's like we can do what we can, but then also just go have fun, just go do the race you wanna
Yeah.
do. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's, like, where we always land, right? Like, that's number 1 is, like, be flexible and be ready to problem solve, like, that's really how you get through these things.
Yeah, but don't shy away
So,
from, like, epic races even if you think maybe it's totally opposite of what you have access to. Like, just y it'll be good. It'll be, like, you know, so,
yeah, thanks, Sarah, I love that point.
yeah.
Um, and you're gonna have lots of oh my goodness, I feel like telling you all these places that are pretty close to you, like, I mean, you have, like, lots of great weekend options to, like, drive to some good bird, so don't fear.
No,
Austin is
I
a
want
really
all of
fun
the
city.
suggestions. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited.
No,
Yeah.
you're gonna be happy. There's lots of great stuff out there, so, I just wanted to close I don't know if you had anything on your mind to close with. I have a Rachel Entrekin thought,
No,
if
let's hear
you
it. Yeah, let's
do you have anything else to share? Okay, well, if you have something else to share, feel free. But, one of the like, again, I think I've listened to all, if not most of most, if not all of Rachel Entrekin's podcasts and the different things that she's been on and said as she's kind of reflecting on Cocodona. And one of the things that I really like that she's been talking about is, like, these races allow you really to choose who you wanna be, right? And she's talked a lot about her first Cocodona going up over Eldon, kind of how she had a junky attitude and she was kind of complainy and not very positive about it. And she got done and she won that race, but she wasn't very happy because she didn't really like herself and how she had acted in the race. And so the next year, 2025, that was what she kinda came back to conquer. She's like, "I want to conquer myself," right? I wanna be who I wanna be the entire race, and that's somebody who is positive and kind and polite and grateful. And so 2025 kind of flipped that script for her where she was able to go out and finish the race and run the whole race and choose the person that she wanted to be, which is somebody that she was proud of.
Mhm.
And so I just loved that idea. And then this year, I thought it was interesting because she talked about it in like the first year she had support, but didn't really use it. The second year she had support and used it and was grateful for it and just was proud of that effort. And then this past year, nobody was allowed, they didn't have a pacer for that section up over Eldon, and how that let her really kind of settle into like this person that she all by herself could be proud of. Like she had
Mm.
done that effort. She had learned from her past, she'd learned from her mistakes, she'd learned from her successes, and finally here she could kind of like celebrate herself and like the things that she had learned and the person that she had become. And she kind of talks about Eldon as like having this like, relationship with this mountain and how that journey, like, she's really embodied that journey of progress and becoming who she wants to be and becoming, like, proud of herself. Even though, like, to the rest of us, like, it's all looked like a success and,
Right.
like, this wonderful thing, but to her, it was more about, like, becoming who she wanted to be. So, I really love that thought that she's been sharing.
Wow. That is that has such a story arc. That's so lovely. Wow. I think we should end on that. I mean, what a great, like, reflection. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, go Rachel.
Go Rachel. What a beast. Holy cow.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so thanks so much for hopping on today, sharing a few cool
Yeah.
races.
Always so
Hopefully
great to
people
chat.
yeah, hopefully people out there get to like, just get inspired and maybe look up a race or two and find something fun to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Check out areas you may not expect. I mean, everyone knows Colorado is a cool place to run, but come check out New Mexico. It's awesome. So,
Yeah.
and Texas
Yeah.
and Palo Duro.
Yeah.
Check out that
Oh,
canyon.
yeah.